Good morning, kindergartners. Today, we're going to talk about what we find by trees. Ooh, look who I found by a tree. Let me see if I can get close enough to film. Look at this deer with his big antlers. Let's see if I can get close to him. Well, he wants to run off. We have a few of them that come every day. You can hardly see them because they're the same color as the trees and the leaves, which is how they stay safe, right? Look at them looking at me. They're getting a little nervous. There are several of them. I wonder how close is too close. They're all over. Lots of deer that come to my yard every day. I guess this was too close. So let's take a look at our tree that had the yellow leaves on it. There are now only a couple of leaves left on the tree, and they have changed pretty much from yellow to brown. And look at how when they fall, they're brown. So they went from green to yellow to brown. And when they turn brown, they fall off and they land on the ground. It looks like most of these trees are now ready for winter. Very few trees have any leaves left at all, except which kind? The evergreen trees. Look at these evergreen trees. They still have their leaves. They'll keep them all winter. There is our fall tree update with the tree that had the leaves that took a little longer to fall. And here's our adopted tree. And our adopted tree has not even one leaf left on it. It is all ready for winter. Today we're talking about what do we find near our fall trees. So here's our adopted tree. Let's see what we find near the tree. Let me gather up some things I find under here. Okay, here we have it. All the things that we gathered from beneath the adopted tree. I gathered a stick, this little piece of rope, a leaf, a bit of an acorn, and another leaf. So now I'm going to divide them into two piles. Something that came from my adopted tree, and the things that did not come from my adopted tree. So let's take the stick. Do you think that came from my adopted tree? I think so. I'll put it on this side. What about the rope? That certainly didn't grow on a tree. I'm putting it on the other side. That rope may have been something that one of my kids used to tie something to the tree, or it may have blown there. I don't know where that rope came from, but it was underneath my adopted tree. How about this leaf? It definitely came from a tree, but not my adopted tree. My adopted tree is a maple tree, and this is not a maple leaf. So it must have blown from a different tree over to my adopted tree. How about this? This is it's like half of an acorn. And an acorn comes from an oak tree. So yes, it came from a tree, but not my adopted tree. Maybe a squirrel brought it over and was going to be burying it. How about this? This is a maple leaf. That probably came from my adopted tree. So here are my piles. That came from my adopted tree, and this pile did not come from my adopted tree. Your job today is to go out and find your adopted tree and take a look at what you can see under your tree, next to your tree, lying around on the ground, and see if you can make those two piles, the pile of things that came from your adopted tree and the pile of things that did not come from your adopted tree. And then write or draw a picture about it in your science notebook. Have a wonderful day.